Welcome. I'm going to assess the various sampling techniques for whales and determine which provides the most comprehensive physiological information. The most common ways of studying the physiology of whales include fecal samples, respiratory samples, and skin samples. Photographs can also be used to collect data on the physical appearance of whales. There is no way to capture a large whale, making the data collection much more challenging. I have determined the pros and cons of each sampling technique and formed a recommendation for the most comprehensive technique. The first method used is fecal sampling. It can be a challenge to collect fecal samples because a whale's fecal consistency varies depending on the season, time, and diet. Floating semi-solid scat can be collected with a mesh net fixed on a telescope. More fluid scat can be collected in a container, and heavier, denser scat can be collected in containers by divers. This is a non-invasive technique that provides information about digestive processes, diet, intestinal parasites, hormones, and DNA. While there can be difficulty locating scat in the water, detection dogs, as seen in this picture, can be used to guide the crew through the fecal matter. The second method used is respiratory or blowhole samples. Blow can be defined as exhale droplets of condensed respiratory vapor. This is a non-invasive technique that provides information about hormones and immune status. The method involves a petri dish connected to a pole while being held over the blowhole. This technique has not been studied as much and needs more review to make it a more precise sampling technique. It can be difficult to analyze and difficult to collect the samples, since you must position the petri dish at the perfect time. As you can see in this picture, the petri dish must be positioned at the exact time that the whale is blowing. The third method used is skin sampling, using skin and blubber samples. This can be collected using sloughed skin and biopsy darts. Sloughed skin can be collected after a whale has surfaced using nets. It is more prevalent after vigorous activities like mating and diving, and must be collected immediately after the whale has surfaced because it sinks very fast. Because the skin has to be collected so quickly, sloughed skin can be used for identification purposes as well as sex determination. A biopsy dart uses either a crossbow or a pneumatic rifle with a dart tip to collect a sample that is 2 layers deep. You can see here in this picture, it's a biopsy dart sample from a humpback whale. The pink represents the blubber and black represents the skin. This minimally invasive technique gives information regarding diet, genetics, pollutant exposure, hormones, and parasite detection. Sloughed skin and biopsy darts provide the most comprehensive information regarding the physiology of whales. I would recommend using a combination of each of these skin sampling methods along with photographs. This could provide a high quantity of sloughed skin samples since it's readily available after significant whale movement, as well as high quality of information from the biopsy darts as they provide more in-depth physiological information. Photographs would allow us to identify specific markings on the whales to make them easier to find for additional sampling later. Once we understand more about genome sequences in whales, scientists will be able to find out even more physiological information using these techniques. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.